On the news tonight, Governor Sheriff Oborevwori assures Deltans that his administration will continue to prioritize development in the state capital. State government gives 2 communities in Anocha South local government area 1 month to resolve their lingering land boundary dispute. President Bola Tinubu directs urgent measures to reduce food prices across the country and abroad. World leaders condemn killing of American right-wing activist Charlie Kirk. Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the Delta Television main news. I'm Great Doniabo. You can follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. The State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, has assured that his administration will continue to prioritize the development of the state capital, citing ongoing road projects, storm drainage works re-awarded to CCECC, and the resurfacing of Nnebisi Road with street lights. Governor Oborevwori stated this when he played host to the Asagba of Asaba, Professor Epiphany Azinge, and his Council of Chiefs at Government House, Asaba. Ejime Udweme has the report.
No see all this boy, no see them, no see them.
The governor thanked the Asagba and the people of Asaba for their steadfast support, describing traditional rulers as vital stakeholders in governance, adding that the tenure of the Asagba had brought peace, unity, and cultural pride to the Asaba kingdom. He disclosed that the federal government had awarded the reconstruction of the Summit Junction, Headbridge Road to Heartland Construction Company, with the state supporting compensation for affected persons in the second Niger Bridge project. He urged the Asaba people to extend goodwill to President Bola Tinubu, stressing that political alignment at the federal level would attract more development to the state.
Let me especially acknowledge you, who continue to project the values of excellence, service and integrity, not only in Asaba, also national. We are proud of your accomplishments and your unwavering commitment to the development of our dear state, most particularly the Asaba Kingdom.
The Asagba of Asaba, Professor Epiphany Azinge, SAN, applauded Governor Sheriff Oborevwori for his infrastructural and human capital strides across Asaba and other parts of the state, and assured him of the support of his people beyond 2027. The Asaba monarch also expressed gratitude to the governor for personally presenting him with the staff of office in November 2024, describing it as an honor to the entire Asaba community.
Your Excellency, Asaba people are happy with you and are prepared to support you till 2031. The past 2 years of your administration, Asaba has witnessed rapid urbanization, an increasing influx of people from all parts of Nigeria because of security of life and property, and also exponential investment in all sectors of our economy.
He further requested the resumption of work at the International Conference Center, the development of a master plan for the capital city, as well as interventions in power supply, water, roads, schools, and healthcare facilities in satellite communities. Ejime Udweme reporting.
The state government has given Ewulu and Umoma in Ishago community in Anocha South local government area 1 month to resolve their lingering land boundary dispute and report back to it. Special advisor to the governor on peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, issued the directive during a reconciliation meeting with representatives of both communities in Asaba. Henry Unogwa reports.
Chief Uzo said the intervention followed a recent protest by Umoma in Ishago, calling on the state government to wade into the matter. He expressed disappointment over allegations made by an elder from Umuoma, accusing the Peace-Building Office of collecting a 6 million naira bribe in favor of Ewule community, dismissing the allegation as unfounded and urging both communities to focus on a peaceful resolution. The special advisor reminded the people to work with the 1963 boundary document that legally bound them as one people, stressing that while protest was a constitutional right, communities must follow due process and avoid tarnishing the reputation of innocent citizens.
We have given them ultimatum 1 month to go within themselves to reconcile their differences and report back to us on 10th of October 2025. The issue of their protest came up. At the end of it, they discovered that they've erred, that the information they gave to the public is not true, which led to them giving apology to this office.
Speaking on behalf of Umuoma community, Mr. Stephen Owafili apologized to the peace-building team and formally withdrew the allegations, pledging that his people would maintain peace and work towards an amicable settlement.
On behalf of the man that he has out of anger or out of raw emotion made a raw statement against Chief Edwin Uzo. We are tendering an apology on his behalf so that we forgive him.
The Ewulu delegation called for the preservation of the long-standing relationship between both communities. The meeting ended on a positive note as both sides expressed satisfaction with the reconciliation effort and assured the state government of their commitment to peaceful coexistence. Similarly, the state peace-building team met with some stakeholders from Igbodo community in a North-East local government area over internal issues affecting the community. The meeting, which took place in his office in Asaba, provided a platform for the stakeholders to express their concern and seek government's intervention in resolving lingering disputes within the community. Chief Uzo, while addressing the delegation, urged the people to put their complaints into writing to enable the state government study the issues thoroughly and take necessary steps towards finding lasting solution, and advised the stakeholders to remain calm and maintain peace, stressing that government's peace agenda can only be achieved in an atmosphere of mutual understanding and dialogue. Henry Onogwa reporting.
President Bola Tinubu has directed urgent measures to reduce food prices across Nigeria. The move is in response to public concerns over rising cost of living and food inflation. Minister of State for Agriculture Aliyu Abdullahi said the directive is focused on easing the movement of farm produce across states in order to reduce logistics costs. He explained that transportation remains a major driver of food inflation. The federal government is also rolling out a farmer soil health scheme to improve crop yield and reduce dependence on imported fertilizers. In addition, a cooperative reform program is being launched to strengthen rural farming communities and boost food production nationwide. The federal government has inaugurated a committee to plan activities for Nigeria's 65th Independence Day anniversary. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said the anniversary presents an opportunity to reflect on the nation's journey and recommit to unity. According to him, activities will begin on September 25 with a press conference to outline the week-long celebration. Other events will include cultural exhibitions, award ceremonies, and interfaith services. The climax of the program will be a presidential broadcast and a ceremonial parade at Eagle Square in Abuja on October 1. Akume said the committee will ensure a modest yet befitting celebration. He also unveiled the Nigeria at 65 Compendium project designed to showcase the country's milestones and achievements across governance, economy, and culture. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has flagged off a national campaign against adulterated food and beverages. The campaign was launched in Enugu during a sensitization exercise for traders and consumers. Officials of the Commission warned that producers and vendors who compromise food quality will face strict penalties, including prosecution. The FCCPC is working in partnership with the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, as well as other enforcement agencies. According to the Commission, the nationwide campaign is aimed at safeguarding public health, restoring consumer confidence, and promoting fair business practices. The state chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Elder Omeni Soboti, has charged political appointees to go to the wards and units to sensitize the people about the infrastructural and human capital transformation of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori. He gave the charge when he received the special advisor to the governor on community development, Dr. Toyin Agbolaya, and other political appointees in his office. Ejime Udweme reports.
Elder Sobotie said Governor Oborevwori's giant strides needed more publicity, pointing out that there was no ward, unit, and local government without landmark projects. The party chairman equally called on APC members to work as a team with the governor for the advancement of the party and development of the state. He reminded the political advisor and other appointees of the need to go to the grassroots to educate the people on the need to participate actively in the ongoing voters' registration by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. He said with the present political development, Delta State has remained a stronghold of the APC, hence the need for all to put the interests of the party above self.
Because in Europe, people don't do too many things under their agenda. They do a little to add to what is existing. If we can build on what this government is doing, I think in 10 years' time, this state will be a different place. Yes.
The special advisor to the governor on community development, Dr. Toyin Agbolaya, said the visit was to pledge loyalty to the chairman and chart a way forward in promoting the policies and programs of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori. Dr. Agbolaya said his office has embarked on an aggressive campaign on the need for all to work with President Bola Tinubu and Governor Oborevwori, emphasizing that with a united front, no party can defeat APC at all levels in terms of elections. The special advisor, who called on political appointees in his office to mobilize electorates for the voters' registration exercise, affirmed that the development efforts of the governor has endeared him to the people.
And we are committed to let you know that we are going to deliver APC from top to bottom. Mr. Chairman, sir, we also want to thank you for the few period we started this marriage. We can see your footprint all over the state. Without being told, for those of us that know your capacity, as an acute politician, a leader, ex this, ex that, ex that in various administrations in this state, we know you are somebody that we can learn under your tutelage.
Dr. Agbolaya said APC has come to stay in Delta State and told members of the party to promote the renewed hope agenda of Governor Oborevwori for the good of the state. Ejime Udweme reporting.
The federal government says it will decriminalize attempted suicide by December this year. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Pate, disclosed this in Abuja at an event marking World Suicide Prevention Day. He explained that ongoing reforms are designed to treat suicide as a public health issue rather than a criminal offense. According to him, decriminalization will provide a safe pathway for victims to seek medical and psychological help. The minister added that Nigeria is aligning with global best practices that view suicide prevention through a mental health lens. Professor Pate also announced plans to scale up crisis hotlines, community counseling centers, and training of health workers to better respond to mental health emergencies. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oloyede, says Nigerian soldiers will soon be issued with new uniforms. He made the announcement during an official visit to Ogoja in Cross River State. The Army Chief explained that the new uniforms are part of ongoing reforms to modernize the force and improve soldiers' sense of pride and identity. General Oloyede also promised better accommodation for troops across formations and assured that welfare packages would be improved. He said the Army remains committed to boosting morale, enhancing professionalism, and defending the territorial integrity of the country. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has ordered airlines to blacklist unruly passengers. The directive follows rising cases of disruptive behavior recorded during domestic and international flights. Spokesman for the authority, Michael Achimogu, said the airlines must now submit records of passengers who constitute a threat to flight safety or airline staff. Airlines, including Air Peace, Arik, Ibom, and Aero, attended a meeting where the decision was reached. Officials said the move is necessary to protect crew, passengers, and airport operations. Passengers have been advised to seek redress through official complaint channels instead of resorting to harassment or violence while on board flights. The Independent National Electoral Commission has warned political parties against engaging in early campaigns. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, described the practice as a clear violation of the Electoral Act. He noted that some parties and candidates have already started mounting billboards and releasing campaign jingles, contrary to the timeline provided by law. Yakubu called for stronger legal provisions that will empower INEC to sanction erring political actors. He also urged parties to respect the rules for a credible election process. Inspector General of Police Kayode Igbetokun pledged enforcement of the ban, saying security agencies will clamp down on illegal campaigns. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated former military president General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida on his 84th birthday, praising his contributions to Nigeria's political and socio-economic development. In a statement issued by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, the president joined family, friends, and associates of the former leader in celebrating the milestone. He described Babangida as a statesman whose years in military and political leadership left a profound impact on the nation. President Tinubu highlighted the retired general's distinguished military career, noting his service as an instructor at the Nigerian Defense Academy, commander of the 4th Reconnaissance Regiment, commander of the Nigerian Army Armored Corps, director of Army Staff Duties and Plans, and eventually Chief of Army Staff. He further noted Babangida's stewardship of the country, recalling that his administration would be remembered for major infrastructure projects such as the 3rd Mainland Bridge, as well as for economic reforms that opened up the Nigerian economy. The Delta State Police Command says it arrested 80 suspects for various crimes in the month of August. Commissioner of Police Mr. Olufemi Abaniwanda disclosed this during a media briefing in Asaba. He said the command recovered 31 firearms, a number of stolen vehicles, and over 50 phones and laptops linked to robbery and kidnapping syndicates. The police commissioner explained that sustained raids on black spots and improved intelligence gathering aided the successes recorded. He assured residents that the police will continue to intensify patrols, community policing, and joint security operations to make the state unsafe for criminals. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has issued the federal government a fresh 24-hour ultimatum to meet its outstanding demands following the expiration of its earlier 10-day deadline. The decision followed a 6-hour meeting of the association's National Executive Council held yesterday. The president of NARD, Dr. Tokpe Osundara, said the association acknowledged the government's promise to address their concerns, but insisted on immediate action. In a communique issued by NARD President Dr. Tokbe Osundara, General Secretary Dr. Oluwashola Odumbaku, and Publicity and Social Secretary Dr. Omoha Amobi, the doctors demanded immediate payment of the outstanding 2025 Medical Residency Training Fund, settlement of 5-month arrears from the 25 to 35% Consolidated Medical Salary Structure Review, and other long-standing salary backlogs. They also demanded the payment of the 2024 accoutrement allowance arrears, prompt disbursement of specialist allowances, and restoration of the recognition of the West African Postgraduate Membership Certificate by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. The association called on the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria to issue membership certificates to all deserving candidates, implement the 2024 Consolidated Medical Salary Structure, resolve outstanding welfare issues in Kaduna State, and address the plight of resident doctors at Ladoke Akintola University of Technology Teaching Hospital, Ogbomoso. Still to come, the global scene is next as we join our world news desk.
World leaders are condemning politically motivated violence following the apparent assassination of American right-wing activist and Trump ally Charlie Kirk. The 31-year-old conservative commentator was shot while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University. In a video statement, U.S. President Donald Trump described Kirk as a martyr for truth, vying to hunt down those responsible and any organizations linked to political violence. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and Italian leader Giorgia Meloni all expressed shock, calling Kirk's killing a direct attack on democracy and free debate. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu mourned Kirk as a strong supporter of Israel, saying he had spoken with him only 2 weeks ago. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban blamed what he called an international hate campaign by the liberal left, linking Kirk's murder to other recent political attacks in Europe. The assassination has sent shockwaves through global politics, with leaders across the world warning against the dangers of political violence. Ghana President John Dramani Mahama confirmed that he has agreed to accept West African nationals deported from the United States. Speaking to reporters, President Mahama revealed that 14 deportees, including Nigerians and one Gambian, have already arrived in Ghana before being facilitated back to their home countries. The president explained that the move followed a recent request from Washington, adding that fellow West Africans do not require a visa to enter Ghana. Mahama did not say how many deportees the country is prepared to receive. The arrangement comes as U.S. President Donald Trump continued his hardline immigration policy, seeking to deport large number of undocumented immigrants and negotiate transfer agreements with African nations. In recent months, the U.S. has also deported individuals to Eswatini, South Sudan, and Rwanda under similar deals. The Democratic Republic of Congo towns hit by the latest Ebola outbreak have set up checkpoints to restrict movement as health officials race to contain the virus. The Health Ministry last week confirmed the country's first Ebola outbreak in 3 years, reporting 28 suspected cases and 15 deaths. It is the first outbreak in Kasai province since 2008. Officials said the Bulape zone, where the first case was detected, is now under confinement. Local leaders warn that some residents are fleeing into the bush to hide, raising fears of wider contamination. The ministry's latest figure lists 32 suspected cases, 20 confirmed, and 16 deaths. The World Health Organization says 2,000 doses of the Ebola vaccine will be deployed to Kasai to protect health workers and contacts of infected patients.
Let's now join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has launched a new digital payment framework known as the Nigerian Payment System Vision 2028. The new initiative, unveiled in Lagos, is targeted at making the country's financial system more inclusive, innovative, and secure. Director of the Payment System Policy Department at the CBN, Mr. Musa Jimo, described the project as a national assignment that will transform how Nigeria's businesses and government carry out financial transactions. 6 working groups have been inaugurated to provide technical guidance and monitor the rollout of the policy. According to the Apex Bank, the framework will ensure seamless integration of financial services across both urban and rural communities. The Nigerian Payment System Vision 2028 replaces the soon-to-expire PSV 2025, which laid the foundation for today's digital financial drive in the country. The Special Advisor on Tax Policy to the Chairman of the Tax Reform Committee, Mr. Matthew Osaneku, has revealed that Nigeria has successfully collected over 600 billion naira in value-added tax from global digital service providers such as Facebook, Amazon, and Netflix. Mr. Osaneku explained that amendment to the VAT Act had empowered the Federal Inland Revenue Services to bring non-resident companies offering services in Nigeria into the tax net. He stressed that the move aligned with the global best practices and ensured Nigerians benefit from tax on services consumed locally but delivered by foreign companies. Also at the event, the federal government clarified that President Bola Tinubu's ongoing fiscal and tax reform have not introduced any new taxes, contrary to widespread speculation. Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Professor Taiwo Oyedele, explained that the reform were designed to ease the tax burden on low and middle income earners while ensuring equity and fairness. According to him, many of the levies being debated in the public space, including the controversial 5% fuel surcharge, are not new but provisions in long-standing law predating the current administration. He reminded participants that in July 2023, barely 2 months after assuming office, President Tinubu assigned 4 executive orders suspending taxes that had been hurriedly introduced during the final days of the previous administration. These include excise duties on plastic items and vehicle importations. Fuel loading has resumed across the country following the agreement reached between the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, and the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. NUPENG President, Comrade Williams Akporeha, confirmed that depots and other petroleum facilities earlier shut down due to the 2-day strike have now been reopened. Recall that NUPENG had embarked on an industrial action to protest the alleged refusal of the Dangote Refinery to allow its truck drivers to join the union. The dispute was linked to the recruitment of drivers for the refinery's 4,000 compressed natural gas-powered trucks. The strike, which began on Monday, led to the shutdown of depots and the some filling stations nationwide, especially after the initial meeting convened by the Ministry of Labour and Employment ended in deadlock. According to the report, both parties yesterday evening signed an agreement following the mediation of the Department of State Services, DSS. The refinery management assured that it is not opposed to the unionization of its employees in line with extant labor laws.
Coming up next is sports news with Jude Agbeyeke.
When you're low on energy and need a break, give yourself a treat. Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Smooth. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy.
to sports news. Nigerian National League side Sporting Football Club of Lagos has appointed English and Scottish trained coach Jeffrey Butter as the club's new head coach following the departure of former head coach Shola Adegu to Nigerian Professional Football League campaigners Plateau United. Butter, who holds an English and Scottish Football Association coaching license, is expected to lead the Lagos-based side to the NPFL in the forthcoming season. The English-trained coach, who had joined Sporting Lagos Football Academy in 2023 as an assistant coach, has stepped up into the head coach role and will lead the team this season. Butter is currently undergoing training for a UFRC coaching certificate license and is expected to bring his wealth of experience to bear when the 2025-26 Nigerian National League season kicks off later in the year. FIFA Club World Cup champions Chelsea have been handed 74 charges by the English Football Association over allegations of rule breaches related to payment made to agents between 2009 and 2022. The breaches include payment to agents, intermediaries, and third-party investment in players, especially under the reign of former owner and Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich. Chelsea have reported the breaches to the English Premier League board and expected to respond to the 74 charges handed the club by September 19. Some of the documents submitted to the English Football Association revealed that Abramovich had secretly conducted a deal worth £26 million with an agent for a player in 2010. Abramovich is said to have since denied any wrongdoing, saying his time at the helm of Chelsea was free from shady deals, as the club was always transparent in its deals, especially as it concerned players, while urging the EPL board to withdraw the charges brought against the Blues. And in boxing, British top boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has revealed that two British former world heavyweight boxing champions, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, would soon face off in the ring, a fight he described as the biggest fight in boxing. Hearn said both boxers who lost their titles must face off, as the world had expected them to step into the ring while they were in the prime, but the fight never materialized. He revealed that both boxers have accepted to face off in the proposed fight, even though talks were still ongoing over the money-sharing ratio, stressing that they would shut down Britain if both fighters eventually met in the ring. Anthony Joshua has not fought since being knocked out by Daniel Dubois last year, while Tyson Fury had retired from boxing after losing to Alexander Usyk in a boxing unification fight in December last year. Both fighters may return to the ring if the deal puts through, with Hearn suggesting the fight will be staged either in London or in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That's sports news. Great returns shortly.
And our thought for the day: our positive mind finds opportunity in everything. Our negative mind finds fault in everything. To end the news, here are the highlights. The State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, has assured that his administration will continue to prioritize the development of the state capital, citing ongoing road projects, storm drainage works re-awarded to CCECC, and the resurfacing of Nnebisi Road with street lights. Governor Oborowori stated this when he played host to the Asagba of Asaba, Professor Epiphany Azinge, and his Council of Chief at Government House, Asaba. The state government has given Ewulu and Umoma in Isha-Agu community in Anosha South local government area 1 month to resolve their lingering land boundary dispute and report back to it. Special Advisor to the Governor on Peace Building and Conflict Resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, issued a directive during a reconciliation meeting with representatives of both communities in Asaba. We brought to you also that President Bola Tinubu has directed urgent measures to reduce food prices across Nigeria. The move is in response to public concerns over rising cost of living and food inflation. Minister of State for Agriculture, Aliyu Abdullahi, said the directive is focused on easing the movement of farm produce across states in order to reduce logistics costs. And abroad, world leaders are condemning politically motivated violence following the apparent assassination of American right-wing activist and Trump ally Charlie Kirk. The 31-year-old conservative commentator was shot while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University. You can follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website www.dbsasaba.com. Thanks for joining us on the news tonight. I'm Great Edoniabo. Good night and God bless you.